All right, so we're diving into something kind of interesting today. This phrase you hear everywhere now, standing on business.
It's funny how these things catch on, right?
Seriously. But like, I feel like a lot of people toss it around without really, getting into the nitty-gritty of what it means.
Totally. It's deeper than just a cool saying, for sure.
Exactly. So like, for someone hearing this who's thinking, okay, is this just another business buzzword? What's the core idea here?
At its heart, standing on business is about owning your value, knowing what you bring to the table, whether that's at work, in relationships, whatever. It's about setting clear expectations and refusing to compromise your principles.
Okay, I'm already liking where this is going. So it's more than just confidence, right? It's like confidence with a purpose.
Exactly. It's not just thinking you're great, it's backing it up. You have to actually be great at something. Think of it like this. You wouldn't build a house without a foundation, blueprints, right? Standing on business is that foundation for how you move through the world.
Okay, that analogy makes sense. Solid foundation, knowing where you're going. But where'd this whole phrase even come from?
You know, it's actually kind of hard to pin down the exact origin. Some people say it came from the music industry, specifically hip hop.
Hmm.
It's always interesting to see how language evolves. Regardless of where it started, it's everywhere now. And it really speaks to a commitment to accountability, taking ownership of your actions and being serious about your commitments.
Right, it's walking the walk, not just talking. So who embodies this standing on business mentality for you? Like, who comes to mind when you think about this?
Oh, there are so many great examples.
Mm.
But someone like Oprah, for sure, when she launched her own network, OWN, remember, everyone thought she was crazy.
I remember that. Huge risk.
Huge standing on business moment. The industry was skeptical, but she knew her worth. She knew her audience, and she did not compromise on her vision.
And guess what? It worked.
Exactly. And it wasn't just luck. She put in the work. She built her expertise. Another example, Sarah Blakely with Spanx. Turned an idea into a billion-dollar company. But it wasn't just hustle. It was that unwavering belief, even when people were telling her no left and right.
And those are just two. But okay, for our listeners out there who are like, this is all inspiring, but how do I actually stand on business in my own life?
Right.
What are some first steps, some practical things?
It really does go back to those foundations we talked about. First, that self-belief, knowing your worth. Then having those clear goals, those blueprints. From there, it's about setting boundaries.
Boundaries, interesting.
Yeah, think of it like this. What are you willing to negotiate on and what's completely off the table no matter what?
Ah, so it's about picking your battles, knowing when to stand firm.
Exactly. And it's different for everyone. It's not about being a jerk either. You can be firm, clear about your boundaries, but still be fair, collaborative.
Right. It's not about being difficult. It's about being, what's the word? Intentional.
Absolutely. Being ethical, being compassionate. Those things make you even stronger, not weaker. Shows you're not just out for yourself. Like imagine you're trying to negotiate a raise at work, right? Standing on business means coming prepared. You know your accomplishments, your market value, you articulate it confidently, but you're also ready to walk away if your needs aren't being met.
So it's about knowing your worth, but also being willing to walk away if you're not getting it.
Exactly. It's about being informed, doing your research, so when you speak with authority. And yeah, sometimes that means having those tough conversations, saying no, even when it's hard, like turning down projects that don't align with your goals.
Right. Even if it means disagreeing with your boss, a client. Tough but necessary.
Exactly. And that's what standing on business ultimately is. Being okay with being a little uncomfortable sometimes, knowing that you're acting from a place of integrity, of self-respect.
This has been, I gotta say, eye-opening. We've gone from the history of the phrase, these big picture ideas, right down to how it plays out in everyday life.
And that's the point, right?
Yeah.
It's great to talk about these things, but it's about how you actually apply it.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up our deep dive today, I want to bring it back to you listening. What are your non-negotiables? How are you going to stand on business, navigate those challenges, and crush your goals?
Keep those questions in mind
Yeah.
because how you answer them, that's
Yeah.
what really matters.